Hi guys, and welcome back to Legal Talk with Shazzy. Today I am going to an event where I will be the guest speaker. So I'm just getting my makeup done and then we'll head there. I'm thinking of doing like a high bun situation, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it's a speaking event for like paralegals. So I was like, this one girl that follows me on Instagram, she runs a paralegal consulting firm. So she was like, I'm hosting an event. I would really like for you to come through and like speak.
That's so cool, girl. Look at you.
For me, I'm nervous about it.
I have issues like public speaking, I don't know. Yeah. But that is amazing. Imagine the platform that you just have this now. I don't know.
I don't know.
You got this.
I don't know.
You got this in there. Sorry. So I'll take up this spot picture.
Okay. At least I'm not heavily pregnant like last time.
No, I actually enjoyed it. It was so calm. I honestly pray when it's my time. I'm as calm as you because it's any history from our family. It's crazy.
No, I won't even lie to you.
Do you have to like on
yes,
your
please.
content or not?
Yes, please. For me, that I won't lie to you. That's the last one.
What? No, you just had one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, close your eyes. Sorry. Okay. Let's start.
You don't mind being like on my videos,
No.
right? Okay.
Is it angled perfectly?
Yeah. Enough speed.
This is my decision. This is my decision. I don't think you listen. You listen. I don't think you listen. For me to come out, it must mean I'm a teacher. It must mean I'm not the same. It must mean I'm on your case. For me to come out, it means that I'm not the dog. I want to show you my world. Give me one break, I need faith. Faith to believe you, faith to receive you. Give me something I'm lucky. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me, only you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only make me your matter. Make me your matter. Make me your matter. Show me your sight. Make me your plus. Make me your plus. Give me one break, I need faith. Faith to believe you. Faith to receive you. Give me something I'm lucky. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you.
I think it's even fine without the lashes. Yeah. I like it.
Do you want some highlighter?
This is perfect. Perfect.
Don't So I would like to welcome all of you. It's good to see beautiful legal faces here. I mean, it's nice that we are all in the same industry. This is a very nice industry to be in. Why do I say that? Because we don't sleep, we work hard, we don't eat most of the time, we always study, and sometimes what we are studying doesn't make sense to us, but anyways, we still move along, right? Okay, so I am Tandi Kondo. I am a senior paralegal practitioner by profession, and I'm also the founder of Senior Paralegal Consultants. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my journey, but I would like to advise that we are honored by the presence of Miss Sharon. It's Miss Shazzy. She's well known as Miss Shazzy. She is a candidate attorney. Before that, she was a paralegal. So we would love to hear her story, her journey, how she got where she is today, and it can inspire some of us. It will also inspire me because I've been studying towards my LLB for like 10 years now. So I kuningi guys. So at least maybe I will get some, some light there on what are the tricks, what can we do, to get there eventually. It's not easy. Some of us are working and studying at the same time. Some of us are married, we have families, and it's very difficult to juggle everything all at once. Okay. And we are also graced by Miss Tandi. Okay, it's another Tandi, so I'm Tandi Kondo. So I call her Tandi RAF because she is a RAF paralegal specialist, and she will tell you more about her journey as well. And a lot of paralegals are actually confused as to what can you do, in RAF as a paralegal, So she's going to shed some light there. So, as I said, I am Tandi. How did I get here? So I used to, let me start from the beginning. After I matriculated, I wanted to work, honestly, but also I wanted to be a lawyer, right? I didn't want to be a paralegal. I wanted to be a lawyer. Why? I remember when I was in grade 7, I used to hop on a double-decker bus. I don't know if they still have them, but I haven't seen them in a while. But I would sit on top, and then as I would go home in my bus, it would pass by the High Court. So I would see these beautiful ladies, pushing their nice bags, and they're looking so cute. The other one is holding, their gown, and I'm like, okay, whatever that is, I want to be that, And I did some research about it, and we would have life orientation. I loved that subject because that's where we spoke about the things that I liked, like life in general, dating, puberty, and what do you want to be when you want to grow up. So I was like, I want to be a lawyer, right? So the teacher asked me, but why? Why do you want to be a lawyer? I said, no, because they look pretty, and I love looking pretty. Okay, that was a reason from back then. Now it's different, right? Okay, long story short, I decided, after I matriculated, I decided to go and work, but I didn't work at a law firm. So I worked at retail. And then I enrolled for a BCom law at CTI. It's in Menley. I enrolled for my BCom law, guys. I did it for 2 years, and I was like, no ways. What is this thing called economics? What is this thing called accounting? I know it's not for me. I wasn't enjoying it. There I decided that, okay, there's something called paralegal, and it's only for 1 year. Why not? Than me doing this thing for like 4 years, no ways. I enrolled with the SA School of Paralegal Studies. Long story short, it was a year course, So they still offer it for a year for those who are not yet, who are still thinking about it. So you can either go to the SA School of Paralegal Studies or you can go to law school. You know, they offer a paralegal qualification. And I did it for 1 year, that was in 2015. But as I registered for the qualification, I decided that, you know what, retail is actually not in line with what I want, because already I was studying, I had studied 2 years of my BCom law. And then I decided to send out my CVs. I saw that I wasn't getting a positive response. That was when I printed out, I think 15 CVs at the time. I went to Pretoria CBD. I asked, where are lawyers here? And they told me, what chambers, Standard Bank, what. I said, okay. I went knocking door to door. Hello, are you looking for a paralegal? Here's my CV, call me. I did that until I came across an attorney who was actually sitting in his reception area. And I'm like, hello, how are you? No, I'm fine. How are you? How can I help you? I'm sorry, are you looking for a paralegal? Girl, who are you? Okay, no, I'm Tandi and I'm studying towards my paralegal qualification. Alright. And then he said, come inside. I came inside, I gave him my CV, and I said, please call me. As I was about to walk out, he says, no, come back. And I said, okay. And then he said, so you want to volunteer? That's the first thing that I saw. I said, yes. He's like, okay, you are employed. I said, oh. That was simply because I asked to volunteer. He wasn't going to pay me a salary. Alright. So he said I can, he said I can start the following week. So I went back the following week and I was about to sign my contract. So I see that my contract is written legal secretary. And I'm like, nope. And he says, what's wrong? I say, no, I said I want a paralegal job. I don't want to be a legal secretary. He's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, fine, but change it to paralegal. And then he's like, this girl, okay. And he changed it. And then now my contract stated that I'm a paralegal. Okay, right. Then I worked for him for a year. But whilst I was working for him, it's Mr. Masekela, my senior attorneys. Now he's a very big law firm. He's also a conveyancer. So he's the one who actually started my legal career, my legal journey, because he took me in when no one else would. And he honestly trained me. At the time, he was an RAF attorney. It was a small law firm, you know, and he did need someone who was going to assist with administration, right? Okay, whilst I was working for him, I was volunteering, whilst I was working for him, I was putting in my CV. You know when you just send out your CV, you forget that, oh, by the way, I sent it to Adams and Adams, I sent it to McRoberts, etc. Now I receive a call and they say it's CSR. And I said, okay, who's that? No, it's a consumer protection law firm. All right, are you available for a position? Are you still available? Are you still in the market? And I said, yes, I'm in the market. So I made sure that I go to the interview. This time it was different because there's a salary. I'm no longer receiving a stipend. So I took the offer and I worked there as an administrator. Unfortunately, I couldn't negotiate my way to me being a paralegal there, you know, because I mean, that was a big law firm, so I can't be making my demands. Alright, so I was a senior administrator there because of my qualification. Not that I was senior by experience, but because of my qualification as a senior paralegal diploma. Alright. So I worked there as an administrator. They specialize in consumer protection and the POPI Act. So most attorneys or legal practitioners that are employed there are actually legal advisors, right? So they go out and they advise consumers, they advise businesses on how to have a relationship with your consumers, etc. Right. And then a year later, I receive another call. Now this time it's the Legal Practice Council, formerly known as the Law Society of the Northern Provinces. How? Okay, I go for an interview. Now this one is different because I'm seeing lawyers around, you know, wherever I go, there's a lawyer. When I turn, there's a lawyer. So I'm like, I want to work here because it seems like I'm going to work closely to attorneys, right? And indeed, that's what happened. But the tricky part was that I worked with attorneys who didn't want to see me. Why? Because I was in the disciplinary department. Ms. Shazzy would know that. I was in the disciplinary department, so the Legal Practice Council, that is where if you are a member of the public, you have a problem with an attorney, with your attorney. Now, you can go and report that attorney to the Legal Practice Council, so they have a disciplinary unit. Okay. Now, obviously, attorneys, they didn't like me because now I would call them and say, hi, there is a complaint against you, and this is what you did, this is what is happening. The matter prescribed under your care, why did that happen? You know, how did that happen? Were you delaying? Were you not doing your job? Did it come to you already prescribed? What is happening, right? I worked there, long story short, I got a promotion to work at the pro bono unit. Now that is what pushed me to becoming a freelance paralegal.
Guys, honestly, I really wish I could play the whole video for you, but unfortunately my phone decided to die. But honestly, all of the stuff that she was saying is so relevant. How she became a paralegal, from everything. So I really would advise that you guys go to these seminars. It's so important. Like, if you're an aspiring paralegal, look out for the next time she has a seminar. It's almost likely going to be in 2025, but please attend.
Greetings to everybody. I will tell you something. It was just time is not lying when she says she loves paralegal. Can you guys hear me? Yes. She's all about paralegal, and trust me, you ask her questions, she'll take all her time to answer all your questions. She is so passionate that far. My name is Regenesys, and I'm a senior paralegal consultant. One thing I will tell you is that, guys, I'm so happy for you. I'm excited for you guys to be here. You will not regret this moment. I was just like you. There was a seminar, and it only took one seminar for me to change my life around. Just one seminar. I've known Mrs. Tandi for quite some time, but let me tell you, we never met each other. That's the story. I'll try and break it down to make it short. I got interested. I would follow his socials, and I'm like, what is this woman about? There's just something there. I'm following his socials, she's posting, I'm like, I love what she's doing. But it took me time, of course. I'm like, hey girl, can we meet? Can we talk or something? But I'm like, no, let me just hold back a bit, and I'm shy. Oh, one thing about me, I'm very shy. I'm not a public speaking person. But I've learned with in life, when you win something, you go for it, you fight for what you want. Don't settle yourself for less. Sometimes we can be our worst enemies. We tell ourselves, nah, I can't do this, I'm scared. No. Guys, we are all capable of anything. It tells me that if you guys are here, you are passionate. It's either you want to be a lawyer or a paralegal. So you being here, taking time away to come and listen, you will not regret it. So it means we are together, we are a family, we've got the same vision, and you're going to make it. And there's so much more information you're still going to hear.
Decision. This is my decision. I don't think you listen. You listen. I don't think you listen. For me to come out, it must mean I'm a teacher. It must mean I'm not the same. It must mean I'm on your case. For me to come out, it
guys look beautiful. My name is Tandi. Hi, Tandi. And I work very closely with the Road Accident Fund. And Ms. Shazzy was like, you've got a liver, hey? And trust me, guys, you need that liver. It's not easy. So I'm just gonna sum up how I got to be working with the Road Accident Fund. By profession, I am a journalist and a pastry chef. And now I'm a paralegal. How did I get there? So I come from a legal background. My uncle was an acting judge. 2 of my cousins are attorneys. And I didn't want to be like them, because simply when we sit in there, all we was talking about is legal this, and I'm just like, no, it's not me. So I decided, after I did my journalism diploma, and then I went to Capsicum, and I was just like, okay, what am I going to do? Then my uncle was like, come help me out in the office. And I used to go there. So the first day, he was busy with, I don't know if you guys know about it, he was working very closely with Tandi. And I get to the boardroom, and he's just seated there. And just like any normal person, I screamed. I was like, yo, come on, Becky.
Our lovely candidate attorney, Miss Shazzy. I have subscribed to your YouTube channel, so I would like to hear more about your journey.
Okay. So much pressure. Hi guys. Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sharon Somatlele. I am a qualified paralegal and a candidate attorney by profession. I'm also more famously known as Legal Talk with Shazzy, as per my YouTube channel. I got this invite today to come and speak to you guys about my journey, why I decided to become a candidate attorney, and why not stick with the paralegal route. It's been quite a journey, and some would say very, very difficult. And much like you lovely ladies, I was also quite hungry, and that's why I decided to pursue the LLB. So I started my paralegal diploma in 2017, and I did it with the South African School of Law for a year. During that year, in order for us to graduate, we were expected to apply to law firms for our, I want to say graduation qualification, because we had to fulfill a mandatory set of hours. Now, I had been applying, right, and no one was coming back to me. Much like you guys, I had to go door to door, send numerous emails. It's difficult. But eventually, I got the call to come and do my paralegal with another law firm. And sometimes all you need is someone who's going to take a chance on you. Yeah. Much like Advocate Mbambo. Much like Advocate Mbambo took the chance on Tandi, much like Tandi took the chance on Cleaningway, I was also given a chance by the first law firm that hired me, that gave me a chance. Now, mind you, when I started, I was also volunteering, which meant, unfortunately, no money. So I worked there for about a month until, you know what, the lovely lady there, her name is Bianca Chen, she doesn't run her practice anymore, but she gave me the chance and she said, look, I appreciate what you're doing here at the firm, and I'm going to give you a job. Now, I had just come there to complete my set number of hours. I wasn't thinking that it was going to turn into a job, so you can imagine how happy I was when she sat me down and she said, look, how much do you want to earn? Wow. And I couldn't answer her on the spot, because, you know, if you're a legal person and you have a legal mind, you know that the first thing you do is research, right? So I went home, I searched on the internet how much an entry-level paralegal earns, came back to her with my offer, and I was thinking she was gonna say no. No, 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 no. Came to her, said, I would like to earn 7,000 Rand. Sure, yeah, great. Yo, when I tell you, I wanted to cry right there in her office. But yeah, from that moment on, we were also dealing with motor vehicle accidents. So I had to draft a large amount of summonses. So many summonses. So fortunately, I don't know if I want to say fortunately or unfortunately, but fortunately for us, we weren't dealing directly with RAF. It was just between the parties. And as I worked in this firm, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm pushing these files, I'm drafting these summonses. Paralegals, one thing I want to say to you guys, paralegals are the backbone of firms. Believe it or not, the first document that gets drafted usually gets drafted by the paralegal. Your letters of demand, paralegal. Your initial documents, paralegal. So from that process, I knew that I wanted to do more. I then decided that, okay, I'm going to work as a paralegal for a year, and then I enrolled at UNISA for my LLB degree. And by God's grace, I finished the LLB degree in 2022 and I graduated. Wow. I had, so I had the privilege of working for various firms. And I don't know who of you guys here have worked. If you have worked in law firms, you know that lawyers are not always the nicest people, guys. They are very, very, very difficult people to work for. But that difficulty, those challenges that I had, truly I can say today shaped me into the person that I am today. You'll have an attorney who will want you to draft stacks of documents and the deadline is tomorrow. And Sis Tandi will know this, if files are prescribing, you will run. You will not sit with that file, you will run, because at the end of the day, it is that attorney's name at stake. If the LPC comes knocking and they ask you, why is this file prescribed in your case? There's only so much explaining you can do. There's only so much explaining that you can do. So yeah, back to my story. Graduated in 2022. Prior to that, I had worked for 3 firms. And then the very last firm that I was still working as a paralegal because obviously I didn't start my articles yet. Until I got a phone call from my current principal. And I was following up on a settlement agreement. He first gets on the phone, he shouts to me, no, I'm gonna get back to you when I get back to you. So I spoke to him in a calm voice, calm demeanor. No sir, it's not that deep. I'm just following up on this and that and the third. Okay, then he calms down, then he asks me, what is it that you do there at that firm? So I calmly say to him, sir, I'm a paralegal. Huh? I'm a paralegal. What's a paralegal? So I explained to him exactly what a paralegal is, and then he's like, oh, okay. How would you like to come and work for me? And that's how I got my articles now. So I've been with the firm now for 3 years. I started my articles only this year. The reason why I started my articles only this year and not back then in 2022 was because I had fallen pregnant. So we found out we were expecting our beautiful angel in 2022 of November, and then she was going to be born in August. So you know how stressful this field can get. You are constantly running up and down, and I had to sit him down and say, look, let me go home and focus on my baby. And I also enrolled for a PLT. What a PLT is, practical legal training. And I would advise you guys, if you have the means, please, if you've done your LLB, do your PLTs. The reason why I'm advocating for it is because, one, you'll get exposure to practical legal training. You'll also get the necessary skills that will turn you into a well-rounded legal professional. And another caveat is that you only do your articles for 1 year. So that's what I'm doing now. I started my articles this year in February. I'm going to be ending my articles next year in January. And hopefully once those balls are done, because we still know that we still have that hurdle, then I will be eligible to become an admitted attorney. But one thing I can say, guys, I definitely commend you guys for being here. Truly, just like Shaggy said, this is my first seminar, but I am super, super honored to be here. I'm very honored to be speaking amongst you guys. Very knowledgeable about everything that we've learned here. And honestly, I echo the sentiments of Shaggy. Please take notes. We are here. Whatever questions that you guys have for me, I'm willing to answer them. Whatever questions that you guys maybe, want to ask about what's the difference between now and when I was a paralegal, I'm here to answer it. But yeah, in the great words of Maya Angelou, she said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Amen. Thank you, guys. So if you have any questions, yeah.
No, what I want to know is that is a person in position of a paralegal qualification allowed to charge a fee for a legal advice? Yeah.
So when you say, okay, in the setting of a law firm or as a consultant?
Just like an ordinary person, but he has that qualification.
Yes, you are. Much like Tandi has a consulting firm, she charges a fee for whatever services that she has. Within a law firm setting, it's a little bit different because I know with my law firm, when I was a paralegal, my fees would not get charged. But that's only because I was within a law firm. But if you are a paralegal and you have a consulting firm, you're more than able to charge a fee.
Also, you must have a firm first.
You can have a consulting company first, or you can be a freelance paralegal. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello everyone. I just wanted to ask, how soon can one apply for PLT? Can I do it while I'm still enrolling in LLB?
So the catch with the PLT is you must have your LLB degree. Because remember, the reason for the PLT is so that you can cut your articles in half. But when you're applying for the PLT course, you have to apply with your LLB degree.
With becoming a paralegal, because with being a paralegal, seems like everyone in the legal fraternity are paralegal. They got lucky, because every year I get a CV. You love them, they don't care. So the question is, I gotta come to what's going on? Because I've had the qualification for 4 years now, and still it has never worked for me anyway. So the question is, should I just start my own thingy? Because when I apply, if I get my connection, I geek in. So what's going on?
Well, I can't answer specifically as to what's going on, but what I can say and what I have always maintained with the paralegal qualification, don't stop applying. Don't stop applying, even with, Mrs. Tandi said when she first started, it was a volunteer position. The person didn't pay her any money, but she still started. So wherever you can get your foot in the door, keep that foot in that door. Do not lift it. Okay?
Can I add on to that? The advice that I can give you, because there's a lot of students that I was with at the South African Law School, and every time when we meet up and just talk about life in general and how has it been, my advice, I always tell them is go to court, but in your bag have your CV. Go to identify buildings, like in Pretoria CBD, I know there's, just after Church Square, Pretoria Towers, it's a building of full of attorneys. Apply there. You can go to court, like I said, magistrate, high court, go there and just. I did also go to make Robert attorneys, and also what I do know the course that they offer at Adams and Adams. I've got a friend of mine. She actually applied for the secretary or something there, and right now she's fully employed. She's a full-time employee there. Go to sometimes you'll be passing a house. You wouldn't know that it's a law firm. For example, where I work, I used to pass it every weekend. I didn't know it was a law firm until I got that day. They told me interview. Go there. Wherever that you find LinkedIn, just apply. Don't give up.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they say that no, we cannot give you the job, so just say I'll volunteer. The minute you say you volunteer, then you write it on your CV. That it counts for something. Because with law firms, they don't look at how many years, they will look at the experience if you can draft. For example, if maybe looking for maybe in the rev sector, the first thing that attorneys look for is lodgement. Can you lodge? That's the first thing they'll ask. The second question they'll ask you, what's the procedure when it comes to lodgement? And if you ace it, they'll say, oh, thank you, you know what, we hired. And also, I'll share my contact details with Tandi, because just the other week we were talking at our law firm of having an open day. Probably will also help as well.
I just want to say I echo those sentiments. Definitely, just keep applying. Don't give up. Any other questions?
Sorry, also just to add, I'm doing my first year LLB. I've done paralegal.
Congratulations.
I didn't know what to do with it, so I enrolled for LLB. Just like you, I've been handing out CVs, so I decided to send out emails. And for me, I volunteered at an advocate's law firm. He called me in, you can come. I volunteered for 2 months. August, I was at home. He called me back, can you come back to the firm? The lady who was working here is no longer here, so you can come here for a while. Even now, I'm still there, and he said, okay, I'm going to employ you. Since, well, there's no one who can take it. So even now, there's students who are coming there. He's just allowing them to see how the firm works, but mostly in the front desk. But if you want to go to court, he allows you can come along with him. So I think I can share contact with you, but currently we have 2 students, but I don't know when the next intake will be. But yeah, just explain to him what you're doing, I'll definitely take you in.
Congratulations.
Hi, I just wanted to ask, can I be a paralegal as an LLB student, or do I need the paralegal qualification?
You can still be a paralegal as an LLB student. Yeah, you can still be a paralegal as an LLB student. There's nothing that prohibits you, as long as you have the legal degree. In fact, in the UK, much like Sisleni was saying, the paralegal qualification is determined by the LLB that side. And so you can still have the LLB here and be a paralegal.
Okay. When it comes to articles of flagship, do your marks that you accumulated on your academic record matter when it comes to obtaining the articles of flagship, or by just being in possession of an LLB degree, are you eligible?
So I'm going to give you context with the firm that I work for and the firm that we are adjacent to. The firm that we are adjacent to, if you have very good marks, you're in with them. The firm I work for, your experience counts. And even if, for example, I went to UNISA, but I was working at the same time, I still gained that experience. So for me, whenever I applied for my articles, it wasn't a question of, are your marks great? Did you get distinctions in every single subject? It was my experience. But I say that to say not all firms consider distinctions in all your marks. They consider someone who's willing and able and wanting to learn. That's, yeah.
Okay, another question. When it comes to, you said you obtained your paralegal diploma first before your LLB degree, right?
Yes.
Okay, did they credit you for any modules that you did when you were doing your paralegal diploma?
So no, at UNISA I don't think they did, and I didn't get any confirmation as to whether or not they did.
Within the same institutions though, did you enroll your diploma in UNISA and?
No, so my alumni is actually Tandi. I went to the South African Law School. At first they did tell us that the marks will get accredited, but I don't think they did, because when I applied, I didn't even use my transcript. I applied with my matric certificate.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, good luck. Based on your question, if you have done or maybe completed a diploma in law, it's automatically, if you are applying for an LLB, there are some modules whereby you will be credited. Like for 2 years, maybe like they credit you 12 modules from diploma in law for your basic LLB. And you will be able to complete your LLB in 2 years. And you can still, while you are left with 2 modules, you want to enroll for a PLT, which is late, at South African Law Society. That's her question. Yeah, she can still apply.
Yeah.
If she left with 2 modules, and she must at least try to. She must at least try to make proof that by the end of that year she will complete. Yes.
Yeah. I agree with the sentiments actually. It depends on the qualification that you're doing. For example, if you want to do the 2 years or 3 years, for example at UJ or any other institution, if you study a BA in law or a BCom in law, you will get accredited. But with the paralegal qualification, unfortunately, you don't.
Since now it's like 2024 and you are from, I'll say UNISA is a disadvantaged university compared to UUP and UCT. So my first question is, like, is it still worth it studying your LLB at UNISA? Looking at the job market and looking at our economy, and yeah. And then the second one is, like, you'll see on TikTok, they'll be saying that matrics, stay away from humanities degree. Like, would you say that the law of fraternity is saturated and we should just stay away?
So to answer your first question about UNISA, not a lot of people get the opportunity to get into your traditional universities like your UP, your UCT, your UJs, because some have had to work. For instance, with me, in my experience, I had to put myself through school. So I had to work so that I could attend my classes, so that I could attend UNISA for the LLB degree. Would I say, I honestly feel like UNISA gets a bad rep, but if I can tell you truthfully, most directors, most people that open their own firms, most people that are in positions of power now have all attended UNISA. And UNISA offers something that not a lot of these traditional universities offers, and that it teaches you discipline. You don't have someone in the back of your neck on some, hey, you've got an exam tomorrow, wake up. You have to be the one to say, hey, I need this degree, I'm gonna get up. So that's one thing that UNISA offers that I think a lot of other universities don't. I would still encourage someone to attend UNISA if the opportunity arises. And then to your second question, what was it regarding the law, legal fraternity being saturated? I like to stay away from words like that because it speaks to scarcity mindset. If you tell yourself, this field is saturated, I'm not going to get a job, unfortunately that's how it happens. Unfortunately, because you're telling yourself it's saturated, no one's going to look at me to get the positions, you don't apply. Unfortunately, because you tell yourself it's saturated, you don't go and look for opportunities, or when opportunities come knocking, you don't answer. So I like to stay away from words like saturated, all those terms. Yeah. Okay. If there's any more questions, if there's not, I'm here for whatever questions you guys may have afterwards. Thank you so much.
That was very informative. Thank you so much, Ms. Shazzy. For those who don't have her social media pages, I'm going to post them on my social media. And also, I'm sure majority of you have my contact details. If you need anything concerning today's seminar, please let me know. I'm going to hook you up with whoever you would like to be linked up or connected with. Right, now, in closing of our seminar, since we are here on paralegal practice, we heard a question of the gentleman over there asking if you can charge or bill members of the public for legal advice, right? So yes, you can. There's a misconception when it comes to paralegal practitioners in SA. Most paralegals don't know what to do with their qualification, right? What is it that you can do? What is it that you cannot do? All right. So if you see QCTO, they provide accreditation for paralegal qualification, right? And their definition of a paralegal is they deem a paralegal as someone who can consult with the public, can consult with legal practitioners, can provide the society with legal advice. But you need to differentiate the different types of legal advice that there are or that there is. So we have general legal advice and we have professional legal advice. Now, attorneys are the ones who provide professional legal advice. So try and look into law firms, research the law firm, find out what they specialize in, right? And then you know that you can structure your CV accordingly. A motivational letter also, it helps. Don't just send out a blank CV. If you know that you don't have experience, then draft a motivational letter. I am here to assist you with a motivational letter. We are hosting such seminars. I noticed that advocates and attorneys, they are liking the seminar. They're saying, oh, okay, so this is what you're doing for paralegals. Okay, paralegals are connected. That is how we're going to change that norm, right? And because I've had that a lot, I've had that in court, I've had that where I used to work, but now I work proudly as a paralegal because I see that I'm actually needed, especially where I'm working. I also work for a law firm, guys, by the way. I work for a law firm and I'm a collections paralegal, right? So you start somewhere. You start as being an agent and then you get a promotion. Now you're answering court queries, right? Now you're a portfolio manager for a certain book. That is how you grow. And for those who are actually interested in collections, please let me know. The law firm that I work for, they are always employing paralegals, right? So, but it's in Bryanston. So if you're someone who doesn't mind traveling, then that's the door for you, you know? Or you can even relocate, start a new life.
Unfortunately, I didn't have time to end the vlog at the venue, but here I want to just start by thanking Tandi, the host of the seminar. Honestly, a lot of fun was had. We learned a lot, and I would definitely encourage you guys to attend these seminars. It's very important for paralegals to get together. One thing I learned today is that paralegals are definitely, it reinforced the idea that paralegals are the backbone of our legal industry. And truthfully, guys, we all need to give a big thank you to our paralegals and people that work in that industry. And then to all those that I met at the function today, thank you so much for coming out, guys. It was lovely meeting you all. If you've made it this far to the video, thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.